Oh, I'm gonna need a magic wand to fix this face. Hello all my magical friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have realised that I haven't done a makeup video for quite some time and I thought I would give it a go. I'm aware that this is a mess. I suffer with rosacea and a lot of redness, a lot of dry skin, and I get these patches that you can see on my cheek right here where it is especially nasty. This is actually on its way down, if you can believe that or not. It's actually not as bad as it looks, especially in person. I find under these lights and when I've got a camera on myself, it looks way worse than it does in real life. But yeah, my face isn't great, especially on my nose and my cheeks, and I do get a little bit on my forehead. So yeah, this is my face. sorry about that. I'm going to attempt to look human for one. I'm also going to attempt maybe an Occamy inspired colour of makeup today. I'm going to show you how I deal with my rosacea and how I cover it all up and try and do a pretty makeup look. So yeah, if you are intrigued and would like to see how I turn, I would like to say this hot mess, but it's not even a hot mess, it's just a mess. So if you'd like to see how I turn this mess into something passable as a human, then do carry on watching. Don't forget guys, if you are new and you haven't done already, then please hit the subscribe button to become part of my little magical community and turn on the notifications as well to be notified every time I upload a video, and you can always go and check me out on my social media. Big shout out to my patrons as well, you guys are amazing. If you are interested in joining this on Patreon, the link will be in the description down below and you can go and check it out. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is try and correct some of the redness on my skin. So what I use for this is something called Tiger Grass Colour Correcting Treatment. So this is what I use. It is very, very good. It turns all the red patches and blotchiness and it just kind of tones it all down a little bit to look a little less angry. It doesn't completely correct it, but it does do a decent job. So I'm going to use a little bit of this now. You don't need an awful lot. I'm just going to put it onto the darker red areas of my face, which is generally my nose. Probably put a little bit too much actually on my nose and on my cheeks and a little bit on my chin. And I'm using the mirror of error said to double check my makeup is looking okay. And I'm literally with my finger just going to blend that into my skin and just kind of buff it in. Yeah, I've done just a little bit too much on my nose, I think. Just pop you over here maybe. And also just before I put the Tiger Grass onto my face, I did moisturise my face as well. Make sure it's nice and soft to act as like a base, I suppose, for my foundation. Okay. So you can see it's kind of toned down the angriness of the red parts and just given my face a little bit more of a natural tone. So next I'm going to go in with the foundation. Now I'm actually using a bit of a mixture of three at the moment because I can't seem to find a foundation at the moment that I'm really happy with. Everything kind of turns just a little bit too I'm finding that everything is not sitting quite right on my face just the moment. So I'm kind of flitting back and forth between foundations. I've actually just ordered some new ones to try out. Some ones that are generally aimed at people with dry skin and with acne prone skin. So I'm going to try those ones out. But for the moment anyway, I'm using the NYX Professional Makeup Can't Stop, Won't Stop. So this is what I'm using, and I'm using shade Light Ivory. I think the new one that I've ordered is more of a warm ivory because I think this is just a smidgen too light, but we'll use what I have today because I haven't got the other foundation just yet. I'm waiting for it to come. So I literally just blob it onto the areas of my skin using a flat foundation brush and just buff it in to my skin. Now, I am nowhere near qualified enough to be doing these kind of videos. Generally, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I am in no way, shape or form any kind of makeup artist. I barely know what I'm doing, if I'm honest. These kind of videos for me, why I do them is A, just a little bit of fun, and show you guys how I kind of do my makeup, because I am not a professional, and I think sometimes when you watch all these professional makeup artists doing their videos on YouTube and stuff, as amazing as they are, and I think like I watch a lot of makeup artists to get a lot of tips from, but sometimes I just kind of wish that I had someone that I could watch that was a little bit like me, that didn't really know what they were doing, but knew a little bit about what they're doing, if you get me, because you can kind of understand them more. When you watch these really professional, amazing makeup artists, you kind of watch them and go, oh, yeah, I can do that, I can do that. And then you go and do it and you're like, wow, I really, really can't do that. So I feel like if I'm doing a decent enough job with the knowledge and the skills that I have, maybe I can kind of share that with you guys, and it might be a little bit easier for you to follow. It may not be the best way of doing it, but you know, it may help. I don't know, it could help. So yeah, I basically just go all over my face, making sure it's nice and even, buffed into all the different areas of my face. I go over my lid as well, because it kind of primes my eye ready for eyeshadows and stuff a little bit later on, so I kind of just use it up and over my eye. Oh, I've got itchy nose now. And I just kind of push it into my skin and hopefully get something that looks half human. And this little bit on my cheek is like the problem area for me. It's where I get most of my breakouts and stuff on this area from the rosacea. Next, I'm going to go in with concealer, just a little bit under my eyes and down the bridge of my nose. Oh, I actually don't know what brand this is. It says W7. I don't know. Ignore my baddie finger as well. I hurt my finger. So yeah, this is the HD concealer. We've got you covered concealer. So this is in... Okay, this doesn't actually give me a shade, so that's always a good sign, isn't it? But I find it works decent enough. So I'm literally just going to put it under my eye a little bit here and there. A little bit down the bridge of my nose, up onto my forehead. Don't go too mad on my forehead because I don't like it to look really white. And then just a little bit on my chin. Now with a damp beauty blender, I'm just going to blend all that into my face. I used to really, really hate beauty blenders because I felt like it just took so long to actually get the makeup where it needs to be and to blend it all in. But they've changed my mind recently. I've really, really like, especially this one. I got this one from Spectrum and I've been really, really enjoying using it. It's actually really good. Get that right under my eye because I've got quite deep set eyes as well, so I feel like I need a lot of concealer here. Okay, so once that's all blended in, you'll look a little bit like Casper the Friendly Ghost if you're anything like me. So the next thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows, because I always forget to do my eyebrows. So while I remember, I'm going to do my eyebrows. So I use a small angled brush. There you go, you can see that one. And I also use, this is technically a eyeshadow palette, but I actually use this colour right here for my eyebrows. It kind of matches them quite well and just fills them in really nicely without making them look too dark. So I just tap it into my brush and then follow the general lines of my eyebrows and just kind of fill in all the bits where they're just a little bit thinner. That looks scary. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with the eye makeup. I'm gonna try and do some like Occamy inspired colors. So I'm gonna go for a lot of like turquoises, purples and pinks. I think they're going to look really, really pretty. So I'm just kind of thinking about the kind of colours that I want to use and which palettes that I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm definitely going to be using this Morphe palette. So this is the 35M Morphe palette. And we've got some really lovely colours in here, including some really beautiful purples. So I'm probably going to be using these for the purpley tones. And I'm probably going to be using the Popping Candy by Beauty Boss. There's some really lovely blues in here. We've got some like glittery blues, as well as a more matte blue, which is quite like a really dark, like midnight blue almost. It's really, really pretty. So I'll probably be using that one as well. And then we'll probably use some pinks, which I'll probably use from the Morphe X Jeffree Star palette. So yeah, I'll probably go with those. Yeah, that's what I'm going to use, I think. So I've actually just noticed there's actually a really lovely purple as well in the Beauty Boss palette. So that's a really nice one. I might use that as well. I'm not sure. I'm going to wing it. I'm going to kind of just go with how I feel, because I feel like when I plan these things too much, it just kind of all goes wrong. So if I just go with what I feel and we'll see how it pans out. That's what I'm going to do. That's the plan. It's not much of one, but it's the plan I'm going with. Right, so I'm going to grab this floofy brush here. I'm not sure which one this is. Okay, it's the A12 brush from Spectrum. I'm going to get this brush and I'm going to use that purple actually, and I'm going to pack it into the crease of my eye. So I'm literally just going to put it into the natural crease of my eye and really pack that colour in. I am going to bring it up just a little bit as well, because I do have fairly hooded eyes. I'm not too bad, but I do have a bit of a hood there, so I do bring it up just a little bit more, just so it's a little bit more noticeable. So bring that up and then just kind of blend out any harsh lines that we have. Okay, and then using a bigger, fluffier brush, I'm just kind of going to go over those areas and just kind of buff out any harsh lines, because I've got quite a bit of a harsh line going on over here. So I just want to buff this one out a little bit. Okay, so with that in mind, what I'm going to do next is just kind of go over that a little bit more as well in another colour. So I'm actually going to go over to the Morphe palette, and I'm going to be using the colour Don't Know Her, which is this one right here. It's a really deep pink, but it's kind of got a little bit of a purpley tinge to it, and it's kind of shimmery as well. So I'm just going to go over that, over the top of that line here, above my, just below my eyebrow, sorry, and buff that out just a little bit more and add a little bit of extra colour to that. Oh wow. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that a lot. So I'm literally just going over a little bit of the line that I've already created, and then just buffing out again any harsh lines and just making that nice and smoky. I will bring the camera just a little bit closer as well in a second, guys. It's just trying to get the best angle for you, because obviously I can see the two tones a lot better in my mirror than you probably can on camera. But you can just see here is like the darker parts, and then above here we have the slightly lighter one, which is really, really pretty in my opinion. Okay, so this is the kind of colour that we have going on at the moment. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. We got like the two-tony purpley, pinky kind of colours. Very, very happy. So next we're going to go in with some of the blue shades and really make the Occamy kind of colours come through. So I am going to go with the midnight blue here for the moment, and I might add a little bit of the glitter to it as well. Let's spoil ourselves. So I'm just going to dip my flat end brush, there we go, into the blue, and I'm just going to go over my lid with this colour. I'm just packing that on all over the top of my eyelid. I actually think that looks really pretty. This colour is also quite shimmery as well. It didn't look shimmery that much on the palette, but when I'm actually, as I'm putting it on my eye, I can really see the shimmer. It looks really, really pretty. I'm dealing with a little bit of fallout from this palette, so I'm just going to quickly dust some of this away. And then we'll do the same with the other eye. Okay, this part I always really suck at is the under parts of my eyes. I always see like all these really amazing makeup artists always do like the underneath of their eyes. I don't know if it's because I've got slightly sunken eyes or if it's just because I'm just not good at doing this part, but I always end up making it a complete and utter mess. But I'm going to be brave, I'm going to do it. I've got an angled brush here which I might use. Yeah, I'm going to go in with an angled brush here, which is actually on the bottom. I think it's supposed to be an eyebrow brush. But I'm going to go and use this one to see if maybe I can get a bit of a cleaner look with this. So wish me luck. Just going to go across the lash line, or the lower lash line I should say, of my eye. I'm not going to go the whole way. I'm going to do this corner and this corner in the blue, and I'm going to do a little bit of the darker purple in the middle and see how that looks. Hopefully it'll give me the desired effect. Like I said, I'm not normally very good at this part, so this is where it all goes wrong. Just gonna add that purple into the middle. And just try and blend it into the blue as well. Okay. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it doesn't look too bad. So I'm happy enough with that. Okay, so now I'm going to set everything in place on my face. Probably should have done that before, but I forgot, so whoopsie daisy. Okay, so now I'm going to set all my face on my foundation. I'm actually going to be using the Maybelline New York Lasting Fix All Day Matte Finish Setting Powder. And I'm just going to be using a big fluffy brush. I am going to be packing it in under my eye to kind of set my under eye, and the other one. Also going to be setting my forehead a little bit more heavily and my chin. Just give that a minute. And then once I've let that sit a little bit, I just kind of buff it into the rest of my face. I am just going to add a tiny bit of contour now to my face, just to kind of give me a little bit more colour and make me look a little bit more alive, rather than a complete sheet ghost white face thing. So I'm using a bronzer from boohoo.com. We are not fancy here with fancy makeup. I have cheap stuff. It's very good for me. But yeah, and I've also got a angled powder brush as well. I'm going to be using the middle shade because I find that's probably the nicest one for myself. And I'm just going to dip this in a little bit. And then I'm just going to blend it into the cheekbones of my face. Kind of just buff it out as I go, because I don't like to have like too much of a harsh line there, so I just kind of blend it as I'm going. Same on the other side. I also add a smidge to my forehead. And a little bit just down either side of the bridge of my nose. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit of highlighter. Again, this is a Boohoo product. The label has actually just kind of rubbed off over time. I always use this one here, which you can actually see has very little of the product left. These two tend to be, well, this one's just a bit too pinky for me. And this one, the the glow just isn't there with this one. It doesn't really show up all that well, but I really do love this one. I haven't been able to find this palette anymore on Boohoo, so I don't think they make it anymore, which is gutting. So I am gonna have to try and find myself another highlighter that I really like. But so far I haven't had any luck finding anything. So if you guys know of any subtle enough, I don't like to be on a disco ball glow, but I look to have a little bit of a shimmer there, just nothing too like crazy. So if you guys know of anything that I can use that is really cheap, then let me know. I tend to just pop this on the end of my nose. Perfect. And then a little bit on the apples of my cheeks. See that? It's especially on the nose. The nose is brilliant. I love it on the end of my nose. But it just gives you that little bit of highlight without being too like, ah! I really love this highlighter. It's such a pretty highlighter. I haven't forgotten mascara. I use the e.l.f. mascara. This is volumizing and defining mascara. This thing is really, really good. I really like this e.l.f. product. It's really, really nice. I'm not a big fan of false eyelashes. Actually, that's a lie. I am. I'm a big fan. Big fan of false eyelashes. But I'm really, really bad at adding them to my own eyes. I either do one of two things. I either completely glue my eyes shut, or I completely faff up all my makeup that I've just done. So I tend to use them very, very sparingly if I'm ever going to use them, because I just mess everything up. It's just, it ends up going completely and utterly wrong. And I think I've got them perfect like 4 times in my lifetime, which is ridiculous. So I tend to not bother, especially for things like this, for like video tutorials and stuff, because gluing my eyes shut on camera is not fun, you guys. And you guys don't really want to see, well, you might want to see that. That might be quite funny for you guys to watch. But generally, you like, show me how to do it, not how not to do it. So yeah, I don't tend to use false eyelashes on camera unless I absolutely have to. But yeah, I feel like this mascara is really good to get a kind of false eyelash look, because it's a really, really good volumizing mascara, but without having the added pressure of potentially gluing my eyes shut. So yeah, that's what I do with this one. It's really, really good. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, the disappointment when you really feel like you need to sneeze and then you just don't. I don't know if this mascara is waterproof, but what I do know is it's a pain in the tuchus to get off at night. I use a cleanser from Body Shop. It's like a shea butter. I can't remember now. I know what it is when I look at it. I actually can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I use that to kind of like melt all my makeup. And I always do that as full face. I'll completely wipe all the makeup off my face. And then I tend to go over it again on just my eyes, just to kind of get rid of this mascara, because it does kind of cling to your eyes for dear life. It doesn't like giving up. So just be wary if you're going to go ahead and get this mascara, that it likes to stick to your eyebrows. It doesn't like to go anywhere. It becomes a part of you. Okay, so that's the mascara done. I definitely prefer the look of false eyelashes, I'm not gonna lie, but I think this one is a pretty decent mascara in fairness. So, lips, last thing. Okay, so I've got the Sleek Makeup Locked Up Super Precise Lip Liner. Does it have a shade, or is that, oh, the shade is Friend Zone. I really like this one, this colour. There we go, you can just see that there. So I'm just gonna line my lips, which I don't do very often, but I will today. I don't overline my lips. I see a lot of people doing this, and I think it can be either be hit or it can be a complete miss. Sometimes I see people do the whole overline their lips and it looks amazing. Their lips look fuller and really beautiful and amazing. And then sometimes people do it and I just think, you can just clearly see the line. Like, I'm the kind of person that when I do this, if I was to overline my lips, you could clearly see the line. Obviously, I'm not very good at doing this kind of thing. So for me, it's just a no-go. I can't overline them. I do ever so slightly, especially on the bottom lip, just go ever so slightly underneath where my natural lip kind of stops. But it's not like a crazy amount. Okay, so that's the lips lined. Okay, so then I'm using the Revlon. This is the Super Lustrous lipstick. This is shade Rose Wine. It's a very nice shade. So that's the colour there. I really, really love this lipstick. It's really, really pretty. And I just fill that in. And this is the finished look. What do you guys think? I quite like it actually. I think it's really, really pretty. I love the colours. I love how intense it is. It probably wouldn't be something that I would wear on a day-to-day thing. It's probably more like a going out look, but I really do love the colours. Yeah, I just think it's really, really pretty. What do you guys think? Obviously, like I said, I am not a makeup artist in any way, shape or form, not even close, not even in my wildest dreams would I be a makeup artist, sadly. Obviously if I did like a lot of work towards it, I probably could be, but for the moment anyway, for this part of me, yeah, not the most skilled at makeup, but I think I do a decent enough job for someone with my skill set. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know if you like this look and would rock this look. Thank you so much again for watching my video today, guys. It really, really does mean a whole lot to me. If you did enjoy it, please give it a magical thumbs up for me so that I know. Don't forget as well, if you haven't done already, please hit the subscribe button to become part of my little magical community, and turn the notification bells on as well to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye, you guys.